We must all face the music, and hear the colors, and shoulder the smells. Welcome to the Grimmbros Chronicles, where we explore together the mysteries of college life. Hello listeners, this is Jason Kelch, and I need sleep, and vacations, and food, and vacations, and a soda, and more vacations. The reason? You know them, listeners. The great walls, the dark trials, the tall darkness, the second greatest and most evil challenges every student must face sooner or later and overcome, or forever be left in the wastelands of the past. Midterms. In every university around the world, there comes a time, or actually several times, when students are tasked to show how much they've learned from their professors and to demonstrate their knowledge and skills. And every student, no matter race, religion, major or minor, time or place, will have the same response. Panic. Complete and utter panic. The kind Stephen King and circus clowns can only dream of. But, as it happens every time, we can't just hide. Not always. So we try to get ready. I'm not new to all this, listeners. We all know that. I have braved the battlefields, I have fought the monsters, and I have written my vague answers, just like everyone else. I've witnessed the many rituals students have to prepare for midterms. I have even partaken in some of them myself. Some students band together to exchange notes, go over the topics, and practice asking and answering potential questions. Others just pray to whatever supernatural entity they believe might be interested in giving a young desperate adult the answers to an advanced algebra test in exchange for a few daily prayers for a week. Entities like red rabbits, digital googly eye paperclips, or weirdly horned owls. Others choose the way of the hermit and decide to isolate from school society and meditate in a dorm or a coffee shop, somewhere remote. And some extreme students memorize each and every word of the course material, trading social skills and mental health for academic prowess. Not a bad exchange, all things considered. And of course, there are the more business-minded students, those who see midterms as opportunities. You know the ones. They come with greens like half moons and offer all types of deals. Answers, notes, questions, the professor's address and social media handles, even those that they use only for posting and funny memes from movies that are only tangentially referenced in the exam. These predators, these opportunistic and entrepreneurial beings feed on fear like a disguised wolf in a sheep farm. And what these students peddle might even be accurate, if you're lucky. And what about me, listeners? I just read the material a few times, take some notes of anything that needs to be memorized, try to memorize them, and just take the test. Nothing to it. The time after the exam, when I forget most of what I had studied and suffer a prolonged panic attack until I get the results, is just an unfortunate side effect. Nothing big. As for my roommates, well, Fede tried to start a small relaxation business, but I'm afraid the demand was too fluctuating. At first, there was a huge line of clients. He was over the moon. Unfortunately, students close to exams are not known for their patience, especially when there is only one masseuse. She keeps talking about how these exams are not really the ones that matter because the green men are testing us without us knowing. Yeah, I'm afraid Lizzie may be a girl of many talents, but massage talk is not one of them. So after that, Fede just went straight to studying, I think. He's been reading the same book for, 9 days and 14 hours so far. And I'm not even sure when or if he took the exam. Any exams, for that matter. And Lizzie was, Lizzie. We're not really sure where she's been, but her backpack's missing, and her books have been disappearing and reappearing daily all over the room, so yeah. But eventually, we must all face the music and dance as best we can to be the star of our own video, or forever be part of a hilarious bloopers compilation that may be one day used for a Don't Laugh challenge. Midterms arrived, and let me tell you all about them, listeners, after a word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is the Brokick Public Library. Books. They are pretty great. They can be used as weapons, make your place look classier, make you look smarter. They can even inspire crappy movie adaptations, or, once in a full green moon, a good movie adaptation. But do you know what they can also do? Give you information, answers, like a compilation of social media posts, but without all the typos and insults, most of the time. So come to the library. We have lots of books, and we know they have the information that you want, that you need, that you crave. Yes, we know. So come here soon. We are waiting. Well, listeners, midterms were here and there was no place to run. I mean it. The campus is surrounded by a dense forest, and the front gate to Brokick was apparently closed during midterms week. I think I heard crying and screaming in the distance for a few days, but it's midterms, so that's par for the course. My midterm exams were not what I was expecting. I admit, my experience until that point had been limited to the American education system, so I was a bit culturally shocked when Prof. Anne, from Intro to Media, just gave us a piece of paper that said, "Tell me a story and make it interesting." That's it, nothing else. I can bet Gerard must have felt right in his element. I wasn't sure what to write about until I saw at the bottom a sort of disclaimer that said, "Anything written down here is confidential between student and professor. Scout's honor." I will admit that relaxed me a bit, and also I didn't know there were young people scouts in Krakoworia. I decided to go for gold and told the story about the incident. I know, maybe not the best thing to tell a professor at the new university I'm attending, but he who dares wins, and I can't think of anything more daring. It wasn't easy. I hadn't talked about it with anyone since before appearing here, but I did it. I stuck mostly to the facts without making it too personal. I have a lot to say about what happened, and most of it is not fit for decent test-related polite conversation. I think my story was good enough. I really hope it was. The Journalism 101 exam was actually pretty standard. 5 questions, write all you know about the topic, 2 questions about journalism theory, and 3 about practical situations and how to proceed, like what to do if your source disappears and you need to get them within only 48 hours before the deadline. Nothing special. I think I did well. I only managed to write 9 pages total, but I think I covered all the basics. And then there was Stealth 101. I'll be honest, listeners, I was dreading this one. I think I've been doing just fine in class. I can move almost without being hurt by humans and some frogs through the edges of the forest. But the thing is, Professor DR is not the most expressive member of faculty here, so I have no idea whether I've been doing things right or not. He just gives us instructions and then watches us in silence the rest of the time with a serious, stone-like expression on his face. And the exam was unusual. He gathered us in the northern edge of campus and made us form a line. And then he gave each of us a set of coordinates and told us to get an item from that location without being caught. Caught by what, you ask? So did half of my classmates. No response. And then, suddenly, the professor took out a machete and just screamed, "Go!" We just bolted in any direction we could. My target was not so far, but that part of the forest seemed thicker, with bigger trees and more bushes than usual. I don't remember hearing any sounds, not even the branches and leaves as I was stepping on them walking, but that was probably my nerves because of exams in general. Anyway, I moved through the forest in as much silence as I could, and other than scaring a group of birds when I grazed one of them that was messing around the tree, I arrived undetected to a small hill with a door on its side. Around the hill, there were 2 guys patrolling it in red cloaks that looked a bit familiar. I guess the professor got some assistance for this, which I thought was a nice touch. I surrounded the hill and looked for an alternative entrance. I saw a small open window on the right side of the hill, and as soon as the guy in red passed by, I went through it. Once inside, I saw that the place was some type of props storage room. There were more of those red cloaks, along with barrels, boxes of what must have been fake dynamite, as well as fake swords and sticks. I saw a couple of statues and posters of some kind of red rabbit made of dirt that said, "The Great Magenta Rabbit of the Earth" or something, and on a desk, a few folders. I wasn't sure what item I was supposed to take. A statue, maybe? A poster? One of those fake sacrificial daggers with the rabbit engraving? I was at a loss. And then I saw it. Among some papers and posters, a folder. One that said in big red letters, "Top Secret." I grabbed it and got out of the window as I heard someone said something about long ears. On my way back, I skimmed through the file. It seemed to be about some sort of attack on the university campus to be executed right after midterms. When I read that, I stopped. As much as I appreciate trying to make the test seem like an exciting and practical fieldwork adventure, I don't find this topic funny, as you can all imagine why. I took a deep breath to regain my composure, as I had started shaking a bit, probably from the cold. And after about 20 minutes, I got back to Professor DR and handed him the file. He seemed unimpressed, until he opened the file. I'm not sure, listeners, but I think I saw his left brow rise 1.5 millimeters. But I could be wrong, maybe it was 1.3. He told me to wait for the rest of the class. I waited with another student who had arrived a few seconds after me, and half an hour later, the entire class was there. The professor quickly took all of our items, told us, "Good hunt," and dismissed us as he quickly left the place. He seemed to be in a hurry, or maybe he had another exam to take, who knows. So that was my first midterms experience in Grimmbros University, listeners. I am completely done. My hands hurt, my feet hurt, my head hurts. I think I'll just nap all weekend and maybe then go to Brokick to find a good ice cream place, or just any ice cream place. I have to admit, the exams were not what I was expecting, but not as bad as my worst expectation. And the grades? Well, that is a problem for next week. According to the booklets we found when we started here, the results will be posted somewhere in the castle and we'll have to find them, of course. But I'm not worried. There's nothing that copious amounts of ice cream and tutorial videos on imitating Northeastern African accents can't fix. So listeners, see you next week, That was close. What is going on? Oh no. No, not again. Not here. No, not again. No, this can't be happening. No, please, no. The Grimmbros Chronicles is written and produced by Ignacio Mengo. The voice of Jason Kelch is Ignacio Mengo. The ending theme was made by Matías Silveira. Follow him on Instagram at @LluviaTorrencialWeb. Questions? Comments? Follow us on Twitter at GrimbrosU or on Instagram at drmengus. And remember, group assignments can be anywhere.